Hey everyone, my name is Patrick Holden. I am the Multi-Campus Family Ministries Director here at New Point Community Church. And first off, let me just say welcome and thank you so much for coming to our Student Ministries parent meeting today. What we're going to be doing today is we're going to be talking about some big changes that are going to be coming to our student ministry environments here at Coshocton. And I wanted to give you some of that information as we go into our meeting today. Now, before we get going, here's what I want to do. I want to talk about this picture right here, right? When it comes to you as a parent, no matter where you are on the spectrum of 6th through 12th grade, there's a day that's coming. And for you as a middle school parent, it may seem like this day is so far away. For some of you, you have juniors or seniors this year, and this day feels eerily close, right? I mean, it feels so close that it's coming. But what I want to do is I want to talk about this day right off the bat. Because when it comes to this day, no matter how far away it seems or how close it seems, this day is coming. And the fact that this day is coming and the fact that your son or daughter will graduate one day, the fact that that day is coming means this, that there's going to be a day where your son or daughter isn't home anymore. And they're not living at the house anymore. And that they are moving into a new stage of life, whether that be into the workplace or into college. And for us as a family ministries team, this day is incredibly important. And for you as a parent, this day is incredibly important because this day signifies something that is so big. It signifies the day that your son or daughter isn't with you anymore and that they are not looking to you only for their faith. When it comes to the day that your son or daughter graduates, all of a sudden, a lot of questions come into play. The kind of questions that say this: as a parent, did you instill the kind of values into your son or daughter that you hoped to instill in them? When it comes to us as a ministry, the question that we're asking ourselves is, all of a sudden, does your son or daughter have a faith that is their own, that isn't just yours as a parent or isn't just ours as a church, but is their faith their own? And this day is incredibly, incredibly important for you as a parent and for us as a church. And because this day is coming, because this day is so important, we wanted to look at student ministries to make sure that we were doing everything that we possibly could to make sure that we were moving forward to the day where they graduate, but not just graduate, that they move to the day where they have a faith that is their own, that they move into the next stage of life confident in who they are and confident in the faith that they have developed over middle school and high school years. And so when it comes to that and when it comes to that picture in mind, we've crafted some values for ourselves in terms of student ministries that I wanted to share with you. And the first value is this: that to do that well, to make sure that we get to the place where your son or daughter owns their faith, that we want to say this, that when it comes to things that we value every single student having an adult other than you as a parent that walks them through an entire season of their life. For us as a ministry, we want to look towards creating a model and creating a way of doing ministry that allows us to have small group leaders and mentors and other adults that can speak into the life of your son or your daughter. That ultimately, we can create an environment where small group leaders are echoing and coming alongside of you as a parent to instill values into your son or daughter. And we believe that these small group leaders should walk your son or daughter through an entire season of their life, from middle school and or high school. Now, the second value is this, and this is for you as parents. Second value is that New Point Student Ministries will create an irresistible environment for parents that focuses on clear communication, helpful resources, and another adult who reinforces the values that you have at home. When it comes to the kind of environment that we want to create for you as a parent, we want to make sure that we are doing this well, that we are communicating clearly with you and that you always feel informed about what's going on here at church. We want to make sure that we are providing you with helpful resources that you can use and utilize to be a better parent. And we want to make sure that we are providing you with another voice to speak into the life of your child that is reinforcing the values and reinforcing the faith that you are wanting to instill in your son or daughter. Now, we believe in this very much, which means that we are crafting our ministry around making sure that we partner with you well. And the third thing that we value is this: we want to make sure that New Point Student Ministries creates an irresistible environment for your students that leverage an attractive environment and a consistent opportunity for community. We believe this, that when it comes to our environments, that there should be two pieces to it. That it should be attractional and so irresistible that your son or daughter can't wait to come back, and that there is this consistent piece of community that is always there for your son and your daughter. So we have crafted our environments around this. Now let's spend a little bit of time. I want to talk about the environments that we're going to be offering for you as a family and for your son or daughter when it comes to our student ministry. So here's what we're going to talk about a little bit today. We're going to put these in three different buckets, right? And the buckets that we want to talk about are specifically Sunday environments, events, and parents. Now I want to spend a little bit of time right off the bat talking about Sunday. And this Sunday environment that we want to spend a little bit of time talking about is a little bit different than what we're currently doing here at Coshocton. When it comes to our Sunday environment, we believe that students want to be a part of something that's a little bit big, right? We believe that students want to be a part of something that's bigger than themselves and bigger than who they currently think that they are. And so when it comes to Sunday morning environments, we're going to do this. We're going to block off a whole section in the auditorium just for student ministries every single Sunday morning. And we're going to ask 6th through 12th grade to sit together in the large group environment in your big room. Now, here's how this is going to work on Sundays. On Sundays, they're going to be in that large group environment in the big room up until the music section is over. And once the music section is over, what we're going to do is we're going to then dismiss your son or daughter to a small group environment where they can hear a message that we're going to be providing that's specifically geared towards their age group, and they can be a part of a small group that helps them talk about and apply the things that we're talking about in that video. So when it comes to the environment that we're going to be offering, we believe this, that all of a sudden at Coshocton, if we can do this well, your son or daughter gets to be a part of the big room experience while at the same time getting a great environment that is smaller, that allows them to focus on a specific message geared at them, and a small group environment that is important to them as well. Now, we talked about Sundays. The next piece that I want to talk about is the events piece. Now, as we talk about the events that we're going to be offering, a lot of this is going to be new, and a lot of this is going to be a little bit different than what we've done in the past. So we're going to talk about these events in terms of middle school and in terms of high school. So here's what we're going to be offering in the fall. For middle school and high school, we're going to be offering separate fall camps this coming year. And so we're going to be doing an all middle school fall camp coming up the weekend of October 12th. And then for high school, we're doing an all high school fall camp the weekend of October 19th. Now, these camps are going to be unlike anything that we've done in the past, and we are very excited about these upcoming camps. But here's what we're going to ask you to do. At the end, I'm going to give you the opportunity to sign up for our email list, and we'll be giving you a lot more information about these events through email as we move forward. Now, just to give you a heads up, with these two events, the sign-ups for these events will be coming 6 weeks prior to the event date itself, so you can go ahead and mark that date on your calendar as well. So this is what fall is going to look like for middle school and high school. 2 separate camps, one for middle school, one for high school. Now let's talk a little bit about the spring, right? When it comes to spring, we'll be doing a lot of interesting things that we're very excited about. And the very first thing that we'll be doing right off the bat is an all-student ministries camp, which means this, that if you have a middle school student or if you have a high school student, we're going to be doing a camp for 6th through 12th grade the weekend of March 1st. So here's what that looks like, right? We're going to be asking all of our students to come on a Friday night, and they'll check in, they'll do a session that night, and then get to spend some time with their small group leaders, and then go to host homes that night as well. So we're going to make sure that we keep this cost down and manageable for you, even though it's a 3-day weekend camp. So what they're going to do is all day Saturday, they'll go and have a lot of fun with their small groups and other small groups here in the New Point community for the student world. And then that night, they'll have another session that'll be fun and exciting, and then a bunch of surprises all along the way. Now, here's what's also interesting about this all-student ministries camp. The all-student ministries camps, we are going to live stream this to you as a parent so that you will have the opportunity to lean in and see what's going on at our camp environments. So for this March 1st weekend camp, you'll get to see all of our main sessions, and we'll have a completely different section that's geared towards resourcing you as a parent. Now, immediately following this all-student ministries camp, we're doing something that I'm incredibly excited about across the board with all of our student ministry environments. After this student ministry camp, we're going to be doing a sex series for both high school and for middle school. Now, here's why this is a big deal for us. The conversation about sex for you as a parent is a very difficult one for many parents, and we want to make sure that we're resourcing resourcing you to have that conversation. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make sure that you are able to see all of this sex series information and all of the message notes that we're gonna be doing all on the front end. So we'll be doing videos of the talks that we put in your hands the weekend of March 1st so that you can see all of that information on the front end. Not only that, but we're gonna be resourcing you, depending on if you're a middle school parent or a high school parent, on how to have that conversation. So we're very excited about that series as well. Now, the other pieces of the puzzle that we're gonna ask you to be involved in is a middle school Invest and Invite event that's coming up April 2015. And we're also excited about a service project for high school that's gonna be coming April 2015 as well. Now, here's what I'm gonna do. I wanna talk to you specifically as a parent on some ways that you can partner with us. So for you as parents, here's a couple of ways that we're gonna resource you and then partner with you as well. We're gonna be offering some seminars that are geared specifically for you as a parent, depending on the age group that you're leading. So if you're a middle school parent, we're gonna be offering seminars on how to communicate and how to parent middle schoolers. If you're a high school parent, we're gonna do the exact same thing for you as well. The next piece is this, that we're gonna be doing experience guides for you as a family, which means simply this, that over the next 6 months, we're developing specific experience guides for every single grade in our student ministries department. These experience guides will be a one-page event planned sort of thing that you get on your own, that you can take your son or daughter away and have the conversations that you need to have and the important conversations that you need to have that are specific to that grade and that time and that season in your student's life. And then the next thing is we want to make sure that we're communicating with you when it comes to our events and our series, which means on our end that we're putting all of this information up on the website at New Point for you to be able to get as a parent. Now, let's talk a little bit about what this partnership looks like for us. When it comes to us as a church and when it comes for you as a parent, I believe there are 3 ways that you can partner with us right off the bat that's going to be helpful for us in the beginning and in the long term. The first one is this. First thing I'm going to ask you to do is I'm going to ask you to partner with your son or daughter's small group leader. Here's what I mean. I mean that as we launch, I want you to get to know the small group leader of your son or your daughter, and I want you to get to know them very well. So as it comes to this, I'm going to ask you to be very intentional about the ways that you can partner with your small group leader and make sure that you're in open communication with them and getting to know them as well. The second thing is this, that I'm going to ask you to ensure that your son or daughter is present consistently. Now, I know that you have a busy schedule. I know that there's a lot going on. But this model works best when you and your family are able to be here consistently and make sure that your son or daughter is here consistently as well. If we can do that, we can grow this thing exponentially in the ways of your son or daughter being able to connect with your group leader and be able to grow in their faith. So we're going to ask you to be present consistently. And the third thing is this that we'll ask of you is we're going to ask you to sign up for our parent resourcing updates, which means this: if we don't have your current information, we're going to ask you to give us that today. When it comes to that, there's going to be a sheet at the back of the room that John's going to point you to, and you'll be able to give us your name, your email, and all of your information back there. We promise we're not going to bombard you with emails and we're not going to spam you. We just want to make sure that we're giving you the information that you need as a parent. Now, the last thing I want to tell you is this. I showed you this picture right off the bat, and I think this picture is so important for us. And the reason I think this picture is so important for us is because as you think about this graduation day that's coming, if we do our job correctly and if we are able to partner together, not only are we talking about a graduation day, but we're talking about a day where all of a sudden your son or daughter can look out and at their graduation party be able to see not only you as a parent, but a group of small group leaders who partnered with you as a parent and partnered with your son or daughter to make sure that they made their faith their own. And that is what we are committed to as a family ministries department and as a student ministry environment. So thank you for partnering with us, and John's going to come back up and give you a couple more details as we wrap up our day.